Today I'm going to be reviewing these people's opinions and just seeing if they're invalid or if they're valid, okay? I'm going to be telling you guys if I like the movie personally and if I would recommend it or if that shit does suck. In the end, I'm going to be spinning a wheel to choose 3 of the most random, worst rated movies, and I'm going to be watching them hoes. Ooh, yippee. The hottie and the naughty. The hottie and the naughty. Let's just do some background research. Ooh. A 6% on Rotten. You know, the full movie is actually on YouTube. Alright, let me give you the extensive breakdown of The Hottie and the Naughty. So basically, the premise of the movie is, we have this guy named Nate Cooper, okay? He likes this girl and he's liked her ever since elementary school, the 3rd grade, when he first saw her, okay? So he's made it his mission, right? It's 20 years later and he's made it his mission to try and find her and fucking link, okay? The hottie, okay, she has a yoga studio, she has a yoga gym, and homeboy's trying to go over there and, you know, get some action, you feel me? But the naughty's in the way, okay? Naughty's like, you know, when I get together with someone, I want it to be a double date, you feel me? She's not gonna get with Cooper unless the naughty has a girl. So this dude has to think of a 2-man, alright? So somebody has to sacrifice. Yeah. Some homie has to just, he has to go through it in order for Cooper to get what he wants, okay? Okay, plot twist 2.0, alright? So this new guy comes in, he's how am I supposed to say this? The new guy comes in and he's apparently attractive, okay? I don't know. He's apparently attractive, alright? So he's pulling his girl. Cooper is, you know, he's waited 20 years and all of a sudden, after 20 years, you feel me, he's still getting his bitch taken. But yeah, that seems to be the likes of it. I'm gonna go ahead and watch it now. Pray for me. Alright everybody, I finished watching the movie. And I gotta say, man, it's not that bad. I kind of liked it. It was pretty nice, you know? One thing I will say is they kind of sell it to be this douchey sort of movie, but in the end it turns out to be kind of sweet, you know? Like, things take a twist, they change, and it ends up just being overall heartwarming, man. It's... You know, you kind of feel for him, you know?
What are you talking about, man?
Nah, but on a serious note, I just thought overall it wasn't that bad. Like, a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes is a terrible rating, of course, but I feel like, honestly, it was kind of funny and, like, it entertained me pretty well throughout the entire movie, and that's pretty crazy for my attention span nowadays. But I would say, honestly, overall, it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. The Hottie and the Naughty, given a 6% score, is bumped all the way up to a 65%. Watch it now for free on YouTube with limited ads.
Alright everybody, this is our second spin. Lock in. Okay, we're not watching it again, okay? We're not doing that.
That's me.
From what I know, this movie, The Room, is basically like a comedic, romantic sort of movie. But I've heard that it has terrible acting. Overall, it's just like a terribly made movie. But sometimes those are funny, so, you know, maybe I'll like it. Who knows? But with that being said, let's watch. Alright, I'm gonna be honest. When tuning into this movie, I didn't think it would be this bad, okay? But the acting is terrible, alright? The flow of the movie, boring. Overall, I think the most capitalizing moment of this movie was the heartbreak, okay? We've all been through it. Well, maybe not all of us, but, you know, that shit does suck, you know what I mean? And I think it capitalizes on that pretty well, except the fact that the actors just don't really play the scene good enough, you know? Like, even if I was in that scene, I'd probably play it better. Why'd you you know, I have to agree with the reviews here. I just can't give it anything more than it's valued at. I'm gonna give it a 25%. So we're on our last wheel spin, and if you've made it this far into the video, man, I appreciate you heavy, okay? And I'm not gonna keep you guys waiting. We're just gonna spin this thing, and let's just hope we get a good movie, you know, something that kind of blows it away. A movie that's rated so terribly, but in my opinion, I actually fuck with it. Let's see. Swept Away. It sounds entertaining. Okay, hear me out. Swept Away actually has a good plot. Okay, it's basically about this guy. He's more of an underclassman. You know, he doesn't get paid that much. He works, but he's not getting the bag. You know what I'm saying? And then his wife, or the girl that he's trying to impress, is a girl that honestly makes hella money, you know, just out of his league, completely on the other spectrum of his, you know, living standards, okay? By getting onto a stranded island together, he has to take care of her because he has these survival instincts, okay? He's the manly figure, right? He's supporting the entire survivalship of these two together, and that ends up making them fall in love. Okay, best thing about this movie really came down to homie being a G. Okay, the main character that gets stranded on the island with the rich girl, you feel me? He's kind of like this dude who sees himself highly, you know. He takes pride in what he does, right? He's a survivalist, okay? So when she starts disrespecting him and his, you know, his ways of life, he basically is fed up with it. I mean, just like you guys see in this scene. But I mean, this all basically takes a turn when she decides that she doesn't really like her life as a rich person anyways. She would rather be with this dude forever, even if he's not reeling in the dough like she wants him to, you know? She has a change of heart, a change of personality, and I think it's great, and I think it's also kind of sweet, okay? I know I said that earlier for the first movie, but it's things like that that makes a movie feel whole, you know? It's relatable, or it just feels like you're witnessing greatness, you know? With this being said, she ends up not wanting to leave the island, okay, which sounds ridiculous. You know, if you were stranded on an island, I'm pretty sure the first thing you'd want to do is get help, or, you know, get back to civilization, right? But she's so madly in love by the end of the story that she says, you know what, I want to stay with you forever. Overall, I think we could see a common theme with these romantic comedy type movies. I mean, although they're a bit cheesy, they do have a good moral of the story, and at the end of the day, I enjoy it. I don't know. There's something about these movies that kind of make you dive into the story and dive into the characters and just understand them personally, you know? Call me a nerd, you know? Call me a nerd all you want, okay? But I personally fuck with this stuff, okay? Overall, I'd like to bump that score from a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes to a whopping 70 to 75%. I personally enjoyed this movie a lot, okay? I thought it was just like the first one. It was surprising, you know? I was hooked, you know? So I would personally give it a 75%. That being said, I think I'm just going to wrap up the video here. I hope you guys did enjoy this, and I hope you guys think my ratings are correct, you know? I think Rotten Tomatoes could be kind of harsh sometimes, but let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And yeah, maybe I'll come back with another part 2.